She's shared the stage with Chris Brown. She's built choreography for BTS. She's worked alongside Blackpink's Lisa. So when a dancer with that resume says one particular collaboration left her overwhelmed, that's not a small statement. And that's exactly what just happened with SB19. Welcome back to Stage Wire. Riehata, the Filipino-Japanese choreographer known worldwide as the Queen of Swag, has just opened up in a new interview about what really happened behind her collaboration with the kings of P-pop, and her words reveal a connection that goes far deeper than one night on stage. Let's start with what actually happened. Back in June, Rihhata and SB19 shared the stage at Stella Dance Jam, a special performance held at the theater at Solaire in Parañaque City. The event was organized by the Japan Foundation, Manila, to mark the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the Philippines and Japan, part of the broader 2026 Japan-Philippines Friendship Year. SB19 performed on opening night, June 20th, alongside Riehata, her Tokyo-based crew Rht, and a group of young, stellish, emerging dancers handpicked through auditions held in both Japan and the Philippines. Now, months later, Riehata is reflecting on that night, and her comments give fans a much clearer picture of what was going on behind the scenes. She described the whole experience as overwhelming. They only had one night to perform together, she said, but they made it count. The feeling on stage, in her words, was something special, full of energy, and genuinely fun. That might sound like a typical post-show quote, but context makes it bigger. Riehata isn't new to massive stages. Born in Niigata Prefecture, Japan, she spent years building one of the most recognizable names in international choreography. She's the creative force behind BTS, Idol, Airplane PT2, and Onpanman. She's created movement for Twice, Red Velvet, NCT, aespa, EXILE, King and Prince, B, First, and G-Dragon, even sharing the stage with him at the 2025 Melon Music Awards. She's danced alongside Chris Brown. She's worked with Blackpink's Lisa. She also directs Avix Royal Brats, a team competing in D.League, Japan's first professional dance league. When someone with that catalog of A-list collaborations singles out one night with a Filipino group as especially meaningful, it says something about where SB19 now sits in the wider conversation. And according to Riehata, that respect was already there long before Stella Dance Jam. She said she'd watched SB19's concerts and music videos before ever meeting them in person, and that she'd always wanted to work with them because of how big they'd become as stars in the Philippines. She also pointed out something fans already know but rarely hear from an outside choreographer of her stature: how rare it is for a Filipino boy group to reach the level of international recognition SB19 now has. The two sides didn't just meet once and perform. Riehata revealed she'd been preparing for this collaboration since the previous year, working through the process well into 2026. Somewhere along the way, they filmed a TikTok video together. And before Stella Dance Jam ever happened, she was already the one behind the choreography for SB19's new song Emoji, their futuristic collaboration with Taiwanese superstar Jolin Tsai, released back in March. That's an important piece fans should know. Riehata wasn't simply a guest performer added to the bill. She was the choreographer who shaped the actual movement of one of SB19's biggest 2026 releases before she ever shared a stage with the group. Emoji itself was framed by SB19 as part of a more personal, self-expressive chapter for the group, and Tsai has spoken about how different the song's style and choreography were from anything she'd done before. So when Riehata finally stood beside SB19 at Solaire, this wasn't a first meeting. It was the payoff of months of behind-the-scenes work finally reaching a live crowd. And the crowd mattered just as much as the performance itself. Riehata said she felt completely at home on stage, largely because of how the audience responded. They clapped, they smiled, they cheered, and instead of making her nervous, that energy fed her own. She called the whole atmosphere warm and comfortable, the kind of welcome that lets a performer stop thinking and just perform. On stage that night, SB19 Josh, Justin, Ken, Pablo, and Stell delivered a run of songs that included Visa, Crimzone, Memories, and Wakas. They also spoke Japanese phrases during the set, a detail that impressed both the crowd and Riehata herself. Then came the moment built around Emoji, bringing Rihhata's choreography and SB19's performance together in front of an audience celebrating 7 decades of Philippines-Japan friendship. Stella Dance Jam wasn't only about SB19 and Riehata either. Part of the concept was built around discovering new Filipino talent through the Stellas, a batch of dancers chosen through open auditions held in Manila and Davao. Rihhata has said her motivation was to give a platform to performers outside Metro Manila who don't usually get access to opportunities like this, insisting that talent alone should be enough to earn someone a shot. She and Japan Foundation Manila director Suzuki Ben have both suggested this won't be a one-time initiative, floating the idea of expanding future auditions into the Visayas and Mindanao. The event also drew a notably high-profile crowd. Japanese Ambassador Endo Kanzuya and Madam Endo Akiko attended, alongside Japan Foundation President Kurosawa Shinya, Japan Foundation Manila Director Suzuki Ben, Department of Tourism Secretary Dita Angaramathi, Department of Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Maria Teresa Dizon de Vega, and National Commission on Culture and the Arts Chairman Eric Cerudo. Ambassador Endo used the moment to highlight the Japan Foundation's 3 decades of cultural bridge building in the Philippines, expressing hope that young people from both countries could build lasting friendships through moments exactly like this one. SB19 themselves leaned into that theme. Ken talked about hoping the Philippines-Japan friendship keeps inspiring collaboration and cultural exchange. Justin pointed to music as one of the best ways to bring people together across borders. Pablo pushed for more support behind cultural exchange programs like this one, and Stell described these kinds of events as the moments that build real, lasting connections between people. Now here's where the story gets even more interesting for fans tracking SB19's international rise. Stella Dance Jam wasn't Riehata's only recent link to the group. She'd also made a special appearance earlier this year at SB19's Wakas at Simula. The Trilogy Concert Finale, meaning the choreographer had already crossed paths with SB19 on a major stage before Stella Dance Jam even happened. And since then, SB19's international momentum hasn't slowed down. Just weeks before Riehata's comments went public, the group wrapped their first ever Summer Sonic Japan run, performing on the festival's massive stage in Osaka and Pacific Stage in Tokyo. Put all of that together, and Riehata's collaboration with SB19 doesn't look like a one-off booking. It looks like one thread in a much longer pattern, a Japanese-Filipino choreographer with a client list full of global superstars choosing to keep coming back to a P-pop group from Manila. So why does chemistry like this matter? Because choreography can be taught. Formations can be rehearsed 100 times. But genuine connection between performers is something you can't fake on stage, and audiences can usually tell the difference. Riehata made that point herself. She said she and SB19 respect each other, that every time they meet they inspire one another, and that being Filipino herself lets her understand what matters to them as artists and as people sometimes without needing to say a word. That's the kind of comment that opens the door to more collaborations down the line. And Riehata didn't rule that out. She said if another opportunity comes up, she'd love to work with SB19 again, and she hopes the group feels the same way about her. For now, nothing new has been officially announced. But given everything that's already happened, the Emoji choreography, the Wakas at Simula appearance, and now Stella Dance Jam, this looks less like the end of a collaboration and more like the middle of one. That's the story for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow Otten, and subscribe to StageWire with notifications turned on so you never miss the next update on SB19's journey.